So yeah, the first question. I can ask Maija, you can then explain. So how much Finnish do I need to know to pass the intermediate test? This is very common questions that people think. What do you think?
So it depends on your level at the moment. You know, the test measures your speaking skills and your writing skills as productive, tuottamistaidot, and then understanding the text and understanding the listening rehearsals. And the B level means independent language skills. So you're able to comprehend in the society, in normal communication, in the offices or schools or working place. And it also measures two different levels, YKI 3, YKI 3. So basically B1 is beginning of the independent language level. You understand the idea of the news when you listen to news or read the news or watch TV. You're able to communicate in everyday life situations. You're able to write a short, formal and informal message and produce an opinion of an easy subject. And YKI 4 is more advanced independent language level, so you can understand conversations, fastly spoken language. You can adjust your opinion about more abstract subject, for example, music or movies. And also you can use some idiomatic language. So you know some phrases that we use in everyday life, like metaphorical language. And also there are some certain themes where the tests come from. For example, your everyday life. Mitä se olisi lähipiiri? Lähipiiri means close things to your life, for example, your family and your home and the environment of your town. Luonto ja ympäristö is nature and environment. You're able to understand and talk about nature in Finland and understand also about the subject. Health and mikä se on hyvinvointi, welfare.
Yes.
Työ ja koulutus, working life and education. You're able to talk about työterveys, tiimityö, teamwork, and matters that are related to working life, your free time and hobbies, and societal things. And these are the subjects you also need in everyday life. So the B1 level isn't like rocket science. Usually it means that you understand and produce the basic vocabulary, and also you don't make so much mistakes in writing and that sort of things. Do you have any questions regarding this matter? Onko kysymyksiä teillä?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question slightly related.
Mhm.
I
Please ask.
want to apply to study in Finnish in universities, and I've read that they require B2. I think I can prove to the university that I can speak that through the YKI test. Is that like true?
Yes, if you reach
Okay.
the B2 level, but I think you have to reach that in each of the, mikä se on kaikissa niissä. Eli you have to speak in ukinelia. You have to understand the speech in ukinelia. You have to be able to write texts in ukinelia and also understanding the text in ukinelia.
Okay, so in the 4 categories.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like high school level in Finland, B2 level.
All right. Okay. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Jess also raised hand.
Yeah, for my question.
Hello. Was it me first or?
Jess, yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so quoting the Ryan, so it is like overall result of the UKI must be UKI 4 for studying AMK ehkä. Eiks niin?
Yeah, kyllä.
Joo. Because I think yliopistossa ehkä pakko olla C-taso. Tai se riippuu paikasta.
It depends on the place and also the field you are studying.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you're working as a doctor, you need UKI 4, UKI 4.
Would you please elaborate the difference again between UKI 4, B2, and C1? Because to me, I don't fully understand the difference between this level.
Okay.
And to be honest, I'm so nervous because I'm having UKI testy on
Really?
Saturday. So my mind is just scattered everywhere, and I don't know how to prepare myself mentally and how to, because my target is B2.
B2.
And right now, maybe I have like, I'm not so confident to say this because
Puhu vaan suomea.
Joo, mulla on tällä hetkellä ehkä B1, mutta mä en ole varma, miten se sujuu, pärjäänkö minä tai ei. Mutta katsotaan. Mutta mä toivotan, että mä voin saada ehkä B2. Katsotaan.
Mä voin...
Mutta onko sulla vinkkiä mulle?
Ai miten se B2? No nyt kun sulla on lauantaina testi, niin nyt ei ole paljon aikaa enää ehkä harjoitella, mutta se, että voit niinku rentoutua, you can relax. Mitäs muuta? Siis C on yliopistotaso, ja C1 ja B2 on tosi lähellä. C1 and B2 are really close. How would I put it? When I had the training for being the evaluator, the difference between B level and C level is that C level is more in idiomatic language. You can say more in less words. And you can talk about things with less words, with more complex structures and idiomatic language. And you also understand abstract matters. You are able to understand some scientific texts and that sort of things. And also your language level is like your speaking might be higher than, for example, understanding speech. And for example, my English is like understanding is C level, but producing is like B level. So depends. Really.
Yeah, because for students like us, because we are like passive learner, like if we don't practice it in daily life, so most of the students of the Finnish language students, we probably like good in writing and listening, because in class we listen and we write, right? But when it comes to speak and understanding, only God knows.
Maybe
no need.
On to the maybe next question, so that we have actually very tight time.
Yeah, we also cover those questions.
Yeah, a couple of questions was actually covered from there.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Good luck to yes. Let's move on to the second question then.
Yes, se menee tosi hyvin. Sä puhut ihan tosi hyvin suomea. Ihan oikeasti.
All right. Question number 2. I want to take test after 6 months. Is it enough time to prepare? 6 months.
No, se riippuu, depends on your level of your language skills. This is a diagram for how you can pass the test, with what kind of combinations do you need to pass the YKI test for the citizenship. Eli OK means yes, speaking and writing. Yes, you pass the test. Puhuminen, tekstin ymmärtäminen, speaking and understanding the text. Okay. Sitten puheen ymmärtäminen ja kirjoittaminen, understanding the speech and writing. Depends what is your goal for the test. Are you do you want to have a job in Finland, or do you want to have the citizenship, or do you need it for the studies? And also depends on your strengths in your language. What kind of things you need to practice more? What are your strengths? Strong sides? What are things that you need to develop? Depends really on the student. But if you take intensive language class, you can really edistyt nopeasti, kyllä yleensä.
I can add there, when I prepare personally, I was preparing for 3 months. So it was intensive. I took off from my job and then 3 months only studying Finnish. And then I passed with all. So yeah, so it depends. I also totally agree with you. Some people I have seen, it can even take 1 year.
Yes, and if you have one, mikä se on yksityisopetusta, mikä se on one
private lessons.
Private lessons, you get it immediately answers and you get support immediately. That's the benefit also, and you can learn more in a short period of time.
Yes, I can add there also that I had a private teacher that we were studying in a group of 2 to a private. All right, then maybe moving on to the kolmas kysymyksen.
Sorry, I have a question. I'm sorry. I have a question. Tarik, the question is directed to Tarik. Tarik, how intensive was your preparation during the 3 months? Because I would like to take the test around November, and I want to go for the YKI test training at the Finnish Bible institution, and the training is just for 3 months, and it's like a one-on-one class. I can
answer quickly that it was really intensive. As I mentioned, that I took off from my work, and day and night, all the time, I was only studying Finnish, nothing else. I was not doing anything, like a full-time job. So it was really intense.
Kyllä. And you also need really much practicing by yourself also.
All right. Moving on, kolmas kysymykset. What percentage of each paper should you get through to reach the B1 in each component? Yeah, it was a question that somebody asked. I feel like it might.
I'm smiling because I really don't know. Because when we evaluate the test, each of the questions we give a certain amount of points, and also some of the assignments are measuring YKI level 3 and YKI level 4. The most important thing is that you answer every question. So I think it's like keskiarvo. Mikä se keskiarvo nyt on?
Mid. What is arvo in English?
Keskiarvo. Keskiarvo kuitenkin.
Niinku average?
Average, yes. Kyllä. And don't be afraid of the hard questions or hard parts of the test, because they really only measure the higher level of mid-level of Finnish language.
By the way, Maija, is there minus system in the YKI test? Like no. If you answer wrong, then your point will be deducted?
No minus points. Like Eurovision competition.
Okay.
No minus points.
Nice. Kiitos.
Kyllä.
Amy raised your hand. Could you take questions at the end so that maybe your answer is already within these questions? Let's see. You
Yes.
can write it down.
I will wait until the end.
Yes, thank you.
Joo.
Well,
Sitten.
Nelia, yeah. What if the time ends while I'm still talking in the speaking test? Is there a timer on the screen for each question?
No. Ei ole timeria. No timer. If you're doing the studio test, the most important thing that you speak a lot, because that is the way it's more easy for us to evaluate your speech. Jos puhut vähän, if you speak only small amount, puhut vähän, niin me emme tiedä, mitä sinä osaat. Even though the question is simple, please talk a little bit more than a couple of words. That's my hint for the test.
All right.
Can I ask a question related to this?
Can you please ask at the end?
Related to this very short question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
What about the Reagoido session? For example, if you cover it like short answers, but you still have time, and because I feel like I started to make nonsense things, because Reagoido, it is really like a short answer, and we have still time. What do you suggest for this Reagoido session? Do you also suggest to speak more and more?
Depends on the situation. How do you say? If it fulfills the assignment, then we can give you the 3 or 4 points for that part of the speaking test, that part of the speech.
All right. Sitten stop. What if I don't understand the questions? Should I still say something?
Kyllä. Et saa miinuspisteitä, no minus points. You can answer even though you don't understand.
Yes.
It's totally fine.
It takes a lot of pressure off.
Yes.
During my time, I can remember that it was very horrifying that what if I don't understand the question?
Yeah. Kyllä.
Yes.
Sitten.
What's the best way to practice speaking for the YKI test? It's a bit long question, so like wide, but any vinkki?
No, puhu joka päivä suomea. Speak every day. Try to speak everyday Finnish language in everyday life, because that's the way you can also, it helps you to understand spoken Finnish better. In the grocery store, with your neighbors, if they are willing to speak, and also in the coffee shop, in the daycare when you're picking your kids. Sitten katsot televisiota, koska sinä opit sanoja. If you watch TV, you also understand, because understanding the speech also helps you to produce the speaking. It helps you with the speaking skills as well. And also, do you know Gimara? Have you heard about Gimara? Can I show this one?
Yes.
Mä jaksoisin näin. Katsotaan videoita.
Siis täällä on, this is really good. Eli all the material is free. Eli täällä on YKI-testin erilaisia, they are explaining the YKI test, and there are also rehearsals and there are playlists you can look through over here. No niin.
All right. Can you go back to the slide?
Kyllä.
Yes.
And you can also practice by yourself short opinions, reacting to certain situations, phone conversations, and that sort of things by yourself as well. Ja kirjaston keskustelu, kerho, library, speaking clubs are free, and depends on the place you live. Do you have language cafes nearby? Usually people organize language cafes as well.
Tampereella on, mutta valitettavasti kesän aikana ei järjestetä kielikahvia.
Missä sä asut?
Tampereella
Tampereella ei ole kielikahvilaa.
on, mutta järjestäjän mukaan kesän aikana on loma ja sen takia meillä ei ole mahdollisuuksia puhua suomea kaupungissa.
Ei se haittaa. Te voitte tulla meidän, eli YKIS Speaking Clubin joka keskiviikko sama aika.
Kyllä.
Yes. All right. Voinko mennä eli seuraava slidin? Joo. How do I manage time during the test, especially in the speaking part?
Okay. Here is the link Helsingin aikuisopisto. Ohjeita ja harjoituksia YKiin. There is the structure of the test, but there are a certain amount of minutes for the YKI test. Understanding the text, 60 minutes. And please start by doing the easy parts of the test. Please read through mikä se on vihko? Read through the paper and start by the easy assignments and then end by the hardest assignments. Because you might, mikä se on, sanon suomeksi, niin kun olin kerran Helsingin aikuisopistossa valvomassa YKI-testiä, niin tosi monelta jäi tehtäviä tekemättä, koska he miettivät vaikeita tehtäviä, jotka olivat ensimmäisenä vihkossa sen testin aikana. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Sitten kirjoittaminen on 55 minuuttia, writing is 55 minutes. You have 3 texts you have to cover. First is unofficial, short message, official message, and opinion, your opinion text. And use your time that you use 15 minutes and 15 minutes for the short messages and then 25 minutes at least for your opinion, making your opinion, because it's always difficult, even in your own native language, to write an opinion text. Studiossa...
Kynällä tai lyijykynällä?
Anteeksi?
Kirjoitanko lyijykynällä tai kynällä?
Joo, ihan kynällä. Ei tietokoneella vielä. Not by
Kun mä
computer.
teen virheitä, voinko ottaa pois kumilla tai...
Kyllä.
Siis lyijykynällä?
Joo.
Niin, selvä. Ja kun mä luen tekstin ymmärtämisen osalla, sitten voinko kirjoittaa jotain suoraan tekstiin tai täytyykö...
Yes, you can. Kyllä voit.
Niin, hyvä siitä. Kiitos.
Yeah, because you give back the notebook. Sitten studiossa on puheen ymmärtäminen. First is understanding the speaking for 40 minutes. And then speaking test 25 minutes. So you don't have so much time to think actually in the studio session. It just goes forward. But when you're reading the text and writing, please look how the time goes and how much time you have for each of the assignments. Mutta studiossa niin sinä et ehdi miettiä. You don't have time to think too much. I can promise you. Okei. Sitten seuraava.
What happens if I speak too little in the speaking test? I think you have already answered this question, that you should always speak a lot.
Speak a lot.
Maybe we can move on to the next already. How can I improve my writing skill for the test? What does a good answer look like?
Well, we don't look so much grammar in the test, but ideas and things And if you understand the assignment and you write a suitable answer, it's enough. But it's good that you write more than less. And also, if you think that you're writing something stupid, don't think about that. We don't evaluate your opinions, but your language skills. So in the test. And the way you can just rehearse the writing things is that you participate online classes and also you practice some structures that are needed in the test, how you start the text, how you process the text, what sort of language do you need when you're writing formal message and informal message, and when it's suitable to use spoken language and when it's suitable to use this official type of language.
All right. Kiitos. Seuraava. What vocabulary should I focus on for the YKI test? Are there common themes or topic? I think yes, you have also covered this part.
Yes. And if you go to Kimara website or you have the official textbook for YKI test, you can also see the things you need to understand in the YKI test. There are also different kinds of book that you can use for practicing for YKI test. For example, Suomen mestari 4 and other books. Tarek, onko teidän nettisivuilla niitä kirjoja, mitä voi YKI-testissä lukea itse kotona?
Ei ole nettisivulla, vaan meidän kirjassa löytyy sieltä kaikki linkkiä.
Joo.
Joo, on siellä.
Okei, eli samalla kartalla ja...
Kyllä, joo, on. Ja sitten harjoitus tekee mestarin.
Hyvä, no niin. And you can go to YKI-Pass website and then you can see the books you can take from the library.
You can download the ebook and then we have the list there. All right, seuraava sitten.
Yeah.
Is grammar very important in the test or is communication more important? I think you have said it.
Communication, absolutely, in the mid-level test. If you reach the C level, it's quite different thing. There are certain things that you have to understand and be able to cover in the keskitaso, the middle level, but it isn't so exact. You don't have to write everything perfectly in B level. You can listen to my speech. I speak many prepositions wrong and make mistakes all the time, but still my spoken language is about B1 level or B2 level. Kyllä.
All right. Seuraava sitten. Can I use slang or casual language or should I speak formally?
Depends on the situation. For example, in the speaking test, if you are able to use spoken language, so please show it in the test. You know that our society is quite informal. We use spoken language a lot in the working life and everyday life. So usually you get more points if you use some informal language in the test. That's my hint. But if you're calling the president, then you have to use the formal language.
Wow. Yes, sitten viimeinen kysymys.
Yeah.
What mistakes to avoid during the test?
Okay. Don't forget your passport or your ID card at home before you come to the test. And also, usually the test, you are in a certain group. Sinulla on ryhmä siellä testissä. Please don't disappear. There are certain amounts of times for the breaks and eating and everything like that. But if you go, for example, outside to smoke a cigarette or something like that, please katso kelloa. Please follow the time passing. You're not able to have your phone or your älykello during the test. We take your mobile phones and mikä se on älykello? Okay, everything that you could use, computer or that sort of things. And also when you do the text on understanding the test, it's usually the first section. Please look through all the questions and do first the easiest assignments, and then focus on the harder assignments. Do you know what optinen lomake is? Optical paper.
Muistaakseni sinne täytyy vastata. Ja siis täytyy siirtää vastauksia, tai ei?
Kyllä. Valkoinen white paper that you M1, M2, M3. During this test, you have to do it at the same time. You give the optical form back, and then you also give the notebook back after the test. You don't have any time after understanding the text to fill the optical form. Sitten kirjoittaminen 55 minuuttia. Käytä aika hyvin. Use your time wisely. Don't leave in the middle of the test. You have to also give back all the papers, because this is also for the citizenship, the test. The rules are really strict. Studiossa, when you having the speaking test, speak a lot. Älä huuda, don't shout. Älä kuiskaa, don't whisper. Speak in a normal tone. I was evaluating speaking test for kotoutumiskoulutus integration course for Jyväskylän yliopisto. And there was one student who was answering all the questions. Minä käyn kaupassa, sitten minä ostan ruokaa. I was like, I cannot hear anything because I'm a teacher, I might have a hearing loss, huono kuulo. Mutta puhu normaalisti. If you're shouting, it also bothers the other people who are attending the test. And also in the studio, when you're doing the listening rehearsals, you have also optinen lomake, but you don't have to fill it during the listening test. You have about 10 minutes. You are given 10 minutes time to fill the optinen lomake after the listening test.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
I can add one more thing, is that when you say passi and ID, license is not considered as an ID. Yeah, so you must driving license, like ajokortti ei ole. Yeah.
Kyllä.
I would say something about that. I think it's important to bring the passport, everyone, because if there is any problem, and I saw some colleagues during the test having problems with the IDs, the passport they will accept always. So just in case, the passport plus something.
Kyllä.
All right, now we have some raise hand. Let's go one by one. So yes, you can ask.
Ask me.
Yeah, I'm Jessica.
Okay.
So my question is about the studio. How many students will be in one studio? Because I was just trying to be realistic. Like if everybody's speaking at the same time, answering the same question, that's going to be a little bit chaotic. And will that bother our concentration to answer our own question? Like when everybody is speaking at the same time. So I was just considering the number of the students within the same studio.
Usually you have your headphones on.
But I can assure you that will bother you a lot. You will
Yes, I
not,
know.
you will not be able to listen your own thoughts. And yes, it's more or less 25 people on the same room, depending on the place where you do the exam.
Yeah,
It's very bad.
it's very bad. I can tell you that usually when kun olen valvomassa YKI-testiä, en tiedä mikä on valvoja, katson YKI-testiä, katson mitä ihmiset tekevät siellä, niin meillä on tietty istumajärjestys, certain places for the students regarding the native languages and that sort of things. And also family members don't sit side by side. So that's a tough part. So that's why I always ask that please don't yell or speak too loudly because it bothers other people that are participating the test. Well, I don't have any good answer for that. Do you have, Tarek?
Or what about the listening? Will that be from the main speaker in the room, or is also through the headset?
Headset.
Okay, that's good, because if it's the room speaker, sometimes it's echoing, and like it's not equal. Headset is better.
All right, shall we move to Asmit? We have 10 minutes left. Asmit, do you have something to say?
Joo, moi. Ja sanoitko, että puhekieli ei sopi testissä, tai mikä sä sanoit?
Sopii. Me puhutaan tosi paljon puhekieltä, mutta silloin kun sinä kirjoitat muodollisen, formaalin viestin, niin kirjoita silloin sitä Suomen mestarikieltä, eli minä olen, minä teen. Ja jos viesti on kaverille tai hyvälle työkaverille, niin sit voit, moi Pekka, mitä kuuluu? Mulla alkaa loma kohta ja niin
Ja
edelleen.
mielipiteessä.
Aina formaalia kieltä, always formal language.
Kiitos.
Hyvä.
Ines, sinulla on kysymyksiä?
Onko vielä kysymyksiä?
Ei ole.